Hello and welcome to the Free Cheese episode 114. I am your Joe Dix for Wednesday, April 1st, 2015. Joined tonight by Marc Augustiniak.
Hi.
And Mike DeMarco.
Hey.
Last time we were all together in the same room was the last time that Nintendo gave us a Nintendo Direct. Guess what happened today?
Same thing.
Same thing. Yeah. Same thing. Except this one was a lot more exciting.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Man. We got a lot to talk about in Nintendo Direct, but we're not going to get there first. First, we're going to talk about what we've been playing, because we took a week off last week for the first time in, like, a year, well over a year.
Drink, drunk.
That was fun times. But yeah, lots happened in 2 weeks. I've pretty much been playing the same stuff, except I added Bloodborne to the mix.
Bloodborne.
What a game. I'll talk all about Bloodborne in a bit. But yeah, we're going to talk about Nintendo Direct and everything they announced today. If you want to jump right to that and don't want to hear us talk about other stuff, you can. I mean, that's a jerk move because we got lots of other things to say. But you can jump right to the second half of the show.
You can.
After the little break that we have, where we'll be talking all about Smash Brothers announcements and Mario Kart 8 announcements and amiibo and Marc's favorite game of 2015, Splatoon. All of that fun stuff's coming. But first, let's talk about what we've been playing. You want to start?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, man, I want the listeners to think try to guess who you were asking.
They were hanging for a second. And I think that little pregnant pause that we did caused them to check their phones for a second and be like, did it stop playing? What happened?
Loading. Sure. Finally beat Kid Icarus.
Mm-hmm.
The original NES classic.
Yes.
I would have to say that is the first NES game on my 3DS that doesn't have what is it? The checkpoints?
Save states?
Save states, whatever.
Yeah.
Because most Virtual Console games have that. But this isn't a
'cause
Virtual
it's a
Console
3D
game, so
classic.
I had to be legit.
Damn.
And I did it.
Yeah, you've been at that for a while. Not that you've been consistently playing it.
No,
but
I
you
gave
started...
it a break, but
Yeah.
it's kind of short.
Yeah?
Because it's mainly 3 stages, but when you get to the 4th one, it's just the 4th is the final boss.
Medusa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, that was pretty fun. I think because when we played NES Remix 2,
Yeah.
and I did all the Kid Icarus stuff, it kind of helped me.
That's how I feel, too. Cause,
It prepped me for it.
Yeah, NES Remix 2, we played that 2 weeks ago, a week ago, something like that. And going through that and playing through games that I either missed or have never completed, but playing all the parts that I never got to because it was too obtuse or whatever. Like, Metroid, I've never seen Ridley in the original Metroid, but beat him on NES Remix 2. But, doing that...
He's big.
He's not as big as I thought he would be. But yeah, doing that in NES Remix 2, sort of, I don't know, it ignited or reignited some sort of passion that I've got for those old games now.
Yeah, I think I might like NES Remix a little more than the actual games themselves.
Yeah, because they cut out all the bullshit and jump right to the highlights.
Yeah,
good part.
And I don't know if it's because of that game or just in general, but lately, I don't know, I haven't really felt invested lately in playing a lot of games. I've been kind of picky.
That's how I've been, man.
I don't know. I don't care about the stories. I don't care about any cutscenes. I don't care about any of the bells and whistles. I just want to get right to the point. Right. So I've been more of an arcade type mood.
Yeah, I get that.
And that's been affecting every game I've been trying to play within the past 2 weeks, and so I haven't really been playing many. I continue with Hotline Miami 2, but now I'm on hard mode.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Did you talk about that on the podcast? I can't. It's been 2 weeks. So
doing hard mode?
Yeah.
I think we talked about. I remember hearing about that. So
maybe. I mean, I got further, and now I'm just doing it just to do it, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've gotten used to the game. I know it wasn't really well liked by a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah, not as much as the first one. I think it's because I think more so to do with
multiple characters and
like there wasn't that much attachment to him, but as also I watched a video today talking about it. Like he didn't like it. This one guy didn't like it because it was kind of like how a magician shows you how the magic trick is done.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, you wanted to know, but at the same time, that kind of ruined
now that you know it's
the entire thing for you. But I don't really see it like that. I just see it as just play the game. I don't care about the story, even though I'm still trying to figure it out because I don't know what's real and what isn't. I guess it's all real. I don't understand the whole movie theme of it all.
Either it's all real or nothing's real, or
yeah. But from there, I tried. I was in more of a noir kind of mood.
So that led you to Spider-Man Noir sections and Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions?
Yes. No, I tried out the game. I'm not sure if I mentioned it last episode. I can't remember. I think I did. It was White Knight. It was like the whole game is like, it's in black and white, but it's like a noir / survival horror kind of game. So it has like a cel shaded cartoony feel, but it's very gritty at the same time. So
that's pretty cool. I like that. Idea.
Yeah, like you're driving on a road and like this ghost girl, whatever, like cuts you off, and you're stumbling to this house, and you have a box of matches. You have to keep looking around until you find light sources, and then there's like this haunting ghost woman that is chasing you at the same time while you're trying to figure out what happened in this house and this family.
That one looked really... Because I remember it came out a few weeks back, and we were all sort of like, well...
It's good.
Yeah.
It's just that I wasn't in the mood to care about a story.
Mm.
And I was like, I really hate that about myself, because I really... I want to continue it. I would love to continue it, I haven't been in the mood. So I tried something a little more simple and really funny, and that's Gunpoint. Again,
I remember Gunpoint.
You're a spy for hire, and everything is like through your smartphone. So like to pick up jobs and upgrades and whatnot for your character. And the conversations are really funny, and you can kind of pick what you want to say to them if you want to make it funny or get right to the point. But yeah, pretty much you just got to like hack a building with certain wires and gadgets, hack the computer, and try to leave. And then you get graded on how violent, how quiet, how fast you did everything.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's all very like pixelated, and everything is super tiny. So it's recommended if you have a bigger monitor. But I really enjoy that game. It's made me laugh.
Yeah.
That's mostly it, sadly.
What's
So,
that?
I mean, I tried out it was only like 4 or 3 things.
Mm-hmm.
But I did try out Guild Wars 2 today because they had an April Fool's update. So as soon as I played my character, he had his arms out like an airplane, and he was wearing aviator goggles. And when you walk, like everybody's arms stick straight out; they don't move. So when you're walking, he's making airplane noises with his mouth. He's just going and whatever, and like you hear like there's like all film grainy on the screen, and you hear like this weird like classical music. That kind of fits with, well, not classical, like cinematic.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And then my friend was like, "Oh, you should like just go somewhere and like let a monster kill you, just to see what happens." All right, so I like took a while, but I let him kill me, and like this weird like little like ragtime piano song starts playing while you're laying there in your death. This is perfect.
I was hoping you'd say like Amelia Earhart would come crashing down to the ground. Like we found her after all this time.
The funniest is the Char characters. They're like cat-like, really big beasts.
Mm-hmm.
And when they run, they're more animal about it. So they run on all fours, but they kind of slow. Well, their front arms are still out like a plane, so they're kind of just like dolphin with back legs. That was great. But yeah, that's
fun. Cool. Michael.
What have I been playing?
You know what? Real quick, let me interrupt because I forgot. It's been 2 weeks.
It's okay.
I know. No, we were sort of trying a new thing last episode where doesn't necessarily have to. This isn't necessarily the "What have you been playing" section, but I want to not go back to when we were doing news on the show, but just sort of what have you been playing and what has been getting you excited.
Oh man, Splatoon all day, every day.
Splatoon.
Yeah, but like because there's weeks where we just don't really play anything, but there's still stuff that we're paying attention to just because we're into this shit. So,
like Codename Squid's Next Door.
Yeah, we can talk a bit about that. We haven't talked about it on the show really.
X amount of old Rare developers
Yes.
moving and making their own company
Yes.
that's only been around for like a month or two.
Yeah.
And they announced that they're making a 3D platformer.
Project Ukulele?
Project Ukulele. They named it that just because the guy who made they have the guy Grant Kirkhope, I think his name is, who made all this music for Banjo-Kazooie. He's making the music for this game, which I'm so excited about. But they called it that just so he had to use a ukulele to make music because they didn't think he could do it, and he did it really well apparently already.
That's funny. See, I figured it was just that because banjo, ukulele, it's another thing. But if he made it all with the ukulele, that's fucking dope.
I saw two screenshots that they released of levels.
Yeah, and if you look in the more colorful one that's not the cave, you can see the main character's face. He's hiding behind one of the bushes. Yep.
Can you tell what he looks like?
No, it's like you see eyes, like you did like for the teaser, but like they're green. You can see that, and they haven't announced what the characters are because if they do, it'll give away way too much apparently. So,
do you think they'll do that because they announced a Kickstarter, or they're going to be?
They're going to announce it, and I'm going to donate at least $100 towards it.
Did you ever see the meme on like how Rare makes their characters?
Mm-mm.
It's like you just take an inanimate object and you just put googly eyes on it.
Seriously, I love the fact that they do that. It's so simple.
I just saw somebody like blew up the contrast on that original
on the dark photo.
Yeah, and it sort of like outlines a badger or something. I don't know what you would call it.
They think it might be like a toucan and something else.
Huh.
But that's got me.
Do you think they're really going to do a hairy creature and a bird on its back?
That'd be such a fuck you to Microsoft.
But it should be a bird with a little bear on its back.
Yeah,
that would be funny.
That'd be hilarious.
Like a teddy bear or something.
But yeah, they're thinking, people are talking like it'll be out like in 2017, which sounds so far away.
Yeah.
But if like the thing that I don't know is like, okay, like I've been playing Rayman Legends.
Yeah.
And that's phenomenal. And they categorize that as a platformer, right? Mm-hmm. But when I think platformer, I think like Donkey Kong 64 and like behind the character, not sideways.
Oh, so you like more like a 3D platformer?
And that's what they're going to do, which I'm super excited for. But like, I want that more. If they did a side scroller, I'd still buy it, but it would not be.
I think they're going to do a 3D platform.
No, they said they are. No, they admitted it.
And this is what excites me about where we are now, because for the last 10 years, like it seems like the retro fascination is always at the 20-year mark. Like when we were in the mid 2000s, something like that, we're throwing back to a lot of NES stuff. In the last few years, we've had a taste of SNES, that, the 16-bit era, but now we're right in that sweet spot where everyone who was playing N64 stuff is of age to start making shit. Not that these guys, because obviously these guys made all those N64 things, but it's just like you look at the evolution of what independent developers are doing, where it went from doing a 2D side scroller Metroidvania, which I'm fine with because those are fantastic, but now to the point where we can bring back the 3D platformer, because it's been dead for quite some
15
while.
years.
Yeah, I mean, like you think, what's the last 3D platformer that we really had, like of that scope? I mean, Mario Galaxy, but that was so contained on those like spherical.
Super Mario 3D Land.
Yeah, 3D World.
3D World, yeah, which I want to talk about.
But I think of those more as like an extension of the 2D New Super Mario Brothers style.
Because they have that.
I mean, those are more technically platformers, but I think what we're trying to look for is more of like an adventure.
That, yes.
3D,
I mean, like Mario 64,
game.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, because those are more like you're exploring actual worlds.
Right.
You're feeling more, I wouldn't say immersed,
but...
Yeah. Now they actually look like a world, not a stage.
Yeah.
Because Mario looks more just like little simple stages. Like here's a little obstacle, boop, boop. Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Now, Mike, sent me something at work the other day.
Oh yes.
Grain of salt.
Okay.
Lots of salt.
Okay.
Lots of salt.
It was some guy going on Reddit saying that he worked at, was it 343?
No, Microsoft.
Just Microsoft.
Just Microsoft.
Playing. And basically saying that Banjo 3 is pretty much done. et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Even if it is, it's not going to be good.
I would like to think. Well, okay. In the article, they say that they're going back to like classic Banjo, but there will be like mini games involving vehicles, kind of. But they like make fun of nuts and bolts and how shitty it was.
Yeah,
stuff like that. They said that they're I think maybe it was a different article I read, but they said something about Conquer, or I think they were considering Conquer.
Oh. Yeah, you sent me that one too.
But I know for a fact they put Conquer in Project Spark.
Yeah, and there was just a huge rollout that was like...
That was like a huge fuck you.
It was when they announced it, but then the bigger fuck you was the NeoGAF article about a week ago that was like... It was like Conquer's new something day. Like it was almost like Bad Fur Day, and it was like, no fucking way. And I clicked on it, and it was like, here's the actual gameplay of him in Project Spark. And I was like...
Yeah, like the animation didn't seem as fluent. Like it was like a dumbed down model from what we saw in E3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
because we'll have to make our own.
What do you think? I mean, like, okay, let's say May comes because it's May that Kickstarter's going for. So May hits, we get that, and then June hits, we've got E3. Microsoft says, "Here's Banjo 3. Look at it." What are you more excited for?
I don't know. I'll just bust a nut on just when they say. Because
that's the thing. Like,
I mean, if they're like 2016 Banjo 3 or whatever, I'll be like, fuck yeah, I'll play. I'll be excited for whatever comes out first. But it'll really be once Playtonic's game comes out that I'll be like.
That's where I'm at, because it's like, even if Capcom announces another if Capcom announces another Mega Man, I'm still like, well, the guy that made Mega Man's making Mighty Number 9. So I would think I'd be more excited for Mighty Number 9 rather than Mega Man.
Yeah.
Maybe not literally, because we've talked about Mighty Number 9 and how it's sort of, not totally thrilling me. But you get the idea I'm going at. Is like, I would much rather have the original developer, or developers in this case.
I'm afraid of Ukulele having a Mighty Number 9 effect on it.
But
I hope it doesn't go down that road.
Yeah.
There were rumors that Project Ukulele, or like the people from Playtonic, were working with Rare, because they are right down the road from each other.
That would make sense.
And I don't know if it's even correct, but last time I heard, Rare currently doesn't even really have most of its veteran members.
Yeah, most of them are in Playtonic.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking that if they're making Banjo, it probably won't have the same kind of heart put into it like the other ones did.
They said they did a press conference last month, I think.
Yeah.
Or something. It was at some gaming conference. And they said that they used Banjo and Banjo Tooie as just betas for what this game is going to be. Because what they said was that this game is every character that you come in contact with could have their own game itself, where they might not be they're
going the Shovel Knight route with it.
Yeah, they're you might be this guy might be an enemy in the first game, but you might be playing as him, and he might be the good guy in the next game or something like that. In his own storyline, which I'm curious about. Yeah. They also said they want to put Easter eggs in the game that people won't be able to find for years.
I love that kind of shit.
I love that too. They did it with Batman Arkham City.
No, is this
Arkham Asylum.
This is for the Banjo?
This is for Playtonics.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what they do with that.
I am too. I don't know what... I guess we'll find out in a month. But, yeah. So, outside of getting excited, what have you been playing?
Rayman Legends, trying to speedrun some levels and beat them under 40 seconds. I want to blow my brains out.
Oh, yeah, because there's certain rewards you get for that.
Yeah. I got one at 40 seconds, 0.62, and wanted to die. I played a little bit of Halo this week. They rolled out team doubles, and I've been just shit-talking little kids all week.
Little kids are playing it?
Yeah.
That's kind of exciting.
It is. And
because I thought that would be lost on their generation.
And they're not... what I like
They've been
doing,
there since Halo 3.
Yeah, man. What I like doing is I don't like to go into a party. I just like to go into game chat. And then, if everyone in the game has the right setting on, you can hear the enemy's voice when you're close to them on the map. So you can just shit-talk them while you're teabagging them. It's fantastic. So just that, Destiny a little bit, but I'm pretty burnt out on that, to be completely honest.
Yeah. When's the next thing roll out for that?
2015.
Really?
They said spring, but that's at least in the next 2 months. But
yeah.
That's it.
So
Batman got pushed back.
You know how fuck
I mean,
Rocksteady
it's
for that.
2 weeks, but like
It's 2 weeks, but the way that they did it, where they just said, the tweet that they announced it was, "We're proud to announce that Batman: Arkham Knight will be releasing on June 23rd." It was just like, what do you mean you're proud to announce? You're not like unveiling this project. Like, as far as we knew yesterday, it was June 2nd, and now you're proud to announce that it's fuck you.
Well, at least it's not a year later.
Yeah, but
like
you know
they
what it
did.
Yeah,
Right.
but you know what it does mean that it is what it will be, what it do? It means it puts it past E3, which means we have to sit through part of the fucking PlayStation press conference filled with Batman shit. Which, I'm excited for Batman, but when you get it after E3, that means that E3 is the final
They're
push.
like, shit, we need
the
something
final
to show it.
Right, yeah, Warner Brothers
Yeah.
probably doesn't have anything, so here, let's do this so we can...
Yes.
I don't know.
I feel like if you have nothing to show, just don't show up at all.
Or show it in booths. You don't need to be on the stage, but I guarantee they'll be on someone's...
Halo
Yeah.
5 trailer. You
I
see
saw that, and there's TV spots for it, too.
Yeah, 2 different commercials. They're the
Weird.
same exact thing, but it's like from different
yeah.
perspectives.
Yeah, it's... I don't know, man. We were talking about it the other day at work. Like, there's more and more reasons for me to get an Xbox One, except for, money. But they're starting to make an argument. And I think that, like, that the Master Chief Collection's a big argument for me to...
It got better. I'll give
Yeah,
them
now that it's, like, fixed and everything. But, like, there's getting...
They did patch it?
They patched a lot. I got into a game in 30 seconds
Oh,
as
wow.
opposed to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So
But it's getting to the point where there's enough, and maybe not enough yet for me, but there's a significant amount of unique software that's exclusive to Xbox One that's like, and I feel like they really ramped up their first-party development right when they're announcing Xbox One, so we're getting into that spot where all of the things they started working on when the platform launched are now going to be on their way out. Plus, this is always the best year, that not the first year or the first whatever, it's that second year after. Like, this year will be the one of the peak years for these consoles.
yes,
It's exciting. Because we don't know anything about the second half of this year.
nothing.
Except-
Halo's out on the 27th of October. That's all we know.
It's October?
October 27th.
So they say.
Yeah, you're right. Everything else...
I hope they push it back. I'm going to be in California for that week.
Yeah.
I really hope they push it back.
I guess we weren't here when it happened, but yeah, Zelda got delayed as well, which I'm sure Marc has been thinking about.
I mean, it would have been great. See something in E3 would have been exciting, and
Yeah.
then like, oh, that can hold me over until the fall.
I mean, the good news is it gives you time to save up for a Wii U.
That's
extra
true,
time.
and hopefully, whatever they have to do, I hope it's worth it.
Yeah. I think my initial reaction was just like, fuck. But then it's like...
Though I did like that they debunked the whole Netflix thing.
I did like that. Iwata came out and was like, nope. That is not based on factual information or something like that.
But they weren't exactly ruling it out either.
Yeah, he didn't say, like, no. He's just saying, like, that's not based on fact. So
What was it?
about a month ago, maybe, they said that they're teaming... Some report from the Wall Street Journal said that Nintendo's teaming with Netflix to do a live-action Zelda series.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of glad that's not happening.
They could have done a really good job, or butchered it.
Yeah, it was toss-up. But no, I think that Zelda being delayed, like, there's that famous Miyamoto quote, like, a bad game, or a delayed game is a delayed game once, but a bad game is a bad game forever. Like, I stick by that, and, like, while I'm pissed off and aggravated that it's not coming this year, it's like...
Well, at least there's Star Fox.
Yeah, maybe. But, there's enough, and there's so much to play already. Like, I just got done Fire Emblem Awakening, which came out 2 years ago, but I just... You know what I mean? Like, there's... We're not going to be starving for games, but, yeah.
You, sir.
All right, yeah, so the not big thing. All right, I beat Fire Emblem Awakening. I've been playing it for the last month or so. Finally finished it last night.
How do you feel?
I feel good, but by the end of it, I was over it because. So there are 4 different art styles in that game, and all of them are conflicting. There are there's the sprite work when you're in the game itself, like, you know, the overworld map, which is where you spend most of your time. Sprite work is amazing, and the sprite animations are so good because they're almost like Super Nintendo, but they're a bit, I don't know what to call them because they're not very simple sprites, but their animations are just so, I don't know. I really love the sprite work that they did. That's beautiful. Then you've got, during cutscenes, you've got the anime stills where it's just literally a drawing of the character with a text box beneath them, and it cuts between like a stern face and a surprise face.
Right.
You've got that. Then you've got a terrible CG rendering of the characters that plays out during certain sequences. And then you've got a gorgeous, like, hand-drawn animated style. And it still has the anime aesthetic because of the way the characters are you know, designed. But the way this animation is, it's 2D, but it has like it has a depth to it that I don't know if it's just their use of shading or what, but I wish that were just the style for the whole thing. But you get like a small, like 60-second, not even cutscene of that beautiful hand-drawn style.
Yeah.
Which, if you guys are looking for a reference, just check out it was like the Lucina and Robin announced trailer for Smash Brothers. Like that style where it's like...
It's like a bit cel-shaded.
It's almost cel-shaded, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's something... It's so good, but I wish the whole game was like that, and it's not. But you'll get like less than a minute of that, and then it cuts to... It's the same scene, it just cuts to the terrible CGI that looks worse than like an N64 game. Oh. And then you go from there to like just a weird still frame, and then you're in a battle, and then it's the beautiful sprite work. So there's... I don't know. There's some inconsistencies with the art direction there that it kind of pissed me off. The story was mostly predictable with a lot of like archetypes and tropes and everything, but it still had a couple surprises thrown in. But I don't know. I got tired of the combat, as shitty as that sounds, but like, because that's what the core of that game is.
Like, how many hours did you put into this?
It was about 20 hours before I beat it.
I could see how you get tired of it.
Because it's the same thing. Like, you're just... the way I can look at the Fire Emblem series now, having experience, is sort of like chess plus RPG, where your characters and your units are all leveling up, but you have certain pawns and then whatever. And all the characters have different classes, so whatever, you use them a certain way. But as you play through the game... You're doing the same thing, methodically, whatever. Leveling up, grabbing weapons. It seems like weapons and upgrading weapons and buying certain weapons really doesn't have any benefit. There's options to do so, but every time I bought a weapon, I felt like I would just find a different one later, or it just didn't pan out. Whereas, and same thing with like fortifying weapons to upgrade them, certain things. Like, I didn't notice much of a difference.
Right.
It was whatever. The big change that I saw was when you got what's called a Master Seal, which once you hit a certain level, you can upgrade the character to an evolution class.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I would always fully max them out at level 20 instead of just doing it at level 10. That way I get the most stat boost. Then upgrade them so they're reset to 1 and you can level back up to 20 with that new class.
Prestige.
Pretty much. Prestige. And then added like a bit more to each character and how they played, how they feel, but I don't know. By the end of it, there was an auto fight option, and I think for the last like 5 battles, I just did auto fight, and it just did itself. And it was interesting seeing how that did it rather than how my brain worked, because my brain was to sort of pair off all of my characters and then spread them across the map, and this game sort of moved everything as one giant unit, or the auto fight across the map. So if there's enemies in each corner, instead of me sending a handful of people to go take out the enemies in either corner, it moves everyone as a unit here, knocks them out, heals, moves over here, and then up, and then across, and then all the way up to the top center. But it was good. I don't want to say it wasn't good. And the story is what kept it, but there's parts where, like, just those stereotypical things that are always part of stories where they just sort of got like, okay, I get it, I know what's going on. And a lot of the like flowery medieval language after a while just sort of like, I'm paying more attention to Beavis and Butthead on TV than I am jamming on A. But This is where we talk about Bloodborne.
Here we go.
That is a goddamn game. So.
It looks beautiful.
Hey, Oswald. Bloodborne is beautiful.
Looks dark as fuck.
It's dark as fuck. So, bit of background. I never played Demon Souls or Dark Souls. Demon Souls I was intrigued by, I was interested in, but the terrible difficulty scared me away from it.
You can't even bring it down? Or it
was no, that was it.
It was just like,
yeah,
go fuck yourself mode and go super fuck yourself.
Yep. And I think if you go back to older episodes of the podcast, you'll hear me at some point talk about how excited I was to play Demon Souls rather, and that I was getting into it, and I was saying like, yeah, man, I'm gonna do it. Like, it's just like an old school game. Like you get hit, you die. You need to just whatever. It's like Super Mario Brothers, but on a bigger scale. Mocking my past self. Sorry, self. But I did, and I was excited, and I played Demon Souls for maybe an hour or two. And I was like, okay, I understand what this is, and I get what I have to do. I don't want to do this. And I walked away. Then Bloodborne gets announced a handful of months after I was super jazzed up about Demon Souls. I was like, I'm in. It's the same fucking game. It's the same creator. It's the same everything. But something about this setting being in like a...
It looks a little bit more modernized.
It's a bit more... Yeah, because...
More gothic?
More gothic
that's what I like about it.
Yes.
More gothic than medieval.
Yes.
And I like that setting much more.
Guns.
Yeah, which are
right?
cool.
Shock.
They're neat. Because to me, it reminded me of Castlevania in so many ways, which... As you know.
I don't.
Well, let me tell you. Just go to thefreecheese.com. It should just be called Castlevania.com because that's all I write about.
Dude, I plugged my Turtle Beaches into my iPad when I was watching a Twitch stream of that game. It sounds fantastic.
Bloodborne?
Yeah.
I haven't played with headphones on, but now I'm going to do that.
I got headphones when I was playing Modern Warfare 2 on Xbox 360, and I haven't played without them.
Really?
I swear by them.
See, and that's why I love the PS4 controller now, because you can just plug headphones into the bottom of it, any headphone. So, yeah. Dude, but I just haven't done it in a while.
Dude, it's so great.
I should. I'll do it.
Like you'll hear someone running upstairs behind you to the right, and you're just like, oh shit, right there.
Hotline Miami with headphones is really good.
I haven't done that. I'm going to do a lot of this. Well, actually, I did Hotline Miami on Vita with headphones.
But yeah, bass kick in.
Yeah, dude.
Bloodborne is I was intrigued by it, but what's that called? I was a bit trepidatious. Is that a word? Nah.
Sounds like a word.
It sounds like a word. Cautious, prudent, careful when going in.
Scared like a little bitch.
Pretty much. Just because I knew what it was going to be, and I was like, But I wrote an article, a quick little, just like, hey, here's my first experience with Bloodborne. And I'm going to keep writing about that game because it intrigues me and fascinates me. But I start it and make my character whatever, name my character Simon Belmont because I want this to be my new Castlevania that Konami will never give me. And I make him look like me as best that I can. It doesn't really look like me, but he has a beard and brown eyes, so it's win-win. And as soon as you get into the world, you walk forward, you walk down the stairs, you walk through this little dark room, and I'm like careful at every step because I know that this game is just waiting to attack you. And then every step that you take that something doesn't happen, the more afraid you get because you're like, all right, where is it? When's it gonna drop? And then it doesn't. You're looking and you're like, oh shit, there it is down there. It's a werewolf and he's eating a body. So I need to figure out my way. Well, the game doesn't tell you how to control it. It doesn't do anything. But there are these little notes left in the world, and it says like, hey, R1 is your right hand attack, L1 is your left hand attack. All right, cool, got it. Or L1's not that, but whatever. So I hit R1 and he punches. I'm like, all right, I don't have a weapon yet. Let's punch. I check my inventory, no weapon, no anything. All right, I look around, no weapons. All right, well, the game wouldn't put a werewolf there if I couldn't punch it to death, right? Let's go punch it. Punch the werewolf in the face. He takes one quick look, tackles me to the ground, dead. Bold red letters, you died. I'm in the hunter's dream, which is, a lot of this is familiar for Dark Souls and Demon Souls players, so.
So you were supposed to die?
Yeah, probably. But in the Hunter's Dream, that's where you get your weapon. That's where you get your weapon. That's where you get your first set of clothing. So, okay. Well, guess who didn't realize that's where you get it? Because he's an idiot and doesn't know what this game is. So I was like, all right, cool. And I went around until I realized how to get back into the world out of the dream. Still unequipped. Still good. Same werewolf. Still right there. This time, I figured out how to run past him. I get out away from him. Okay, we're good. Then I make it around to a new section, but everything's gated off, and there's nothing I can do. So there's a guy, and he's got a giant pitchfork thing, or I think he got a scythe. I go to punch him, scythe dead. All right, cool. Let's go. I did this for about an hour.
Jesus Christ!
Before I realized that you get a weapon from
Masochist.
Hunter's Dream. Now, before playing, I had talked to Chris, who long-time listeners will remember. And that, Chris is huge into these games. He wrote our Dark Souls 2 review about a year ago. But Chris had told me before, the game came out, for a first-time player, go with the weapon called the Threaded Cane. They said it's light, it's quick, and it has a bit of a reach over everything else. And it'd be good for me just, getting my balance and whatever. Well, I get that. I'm walking around. Now I can kill the werewolf. Now I can kill the guy with the weird hat. Now, all right, I'm getting there. Well, now they're dead, but I still have nowhere to go. Mm-hmm. I walk around for a while in the same little tiny area. And people who have played Bloodborne, I'm walking around in that little courtyard where there's a gate and then the open gate that goes to the first little area before you get to the ladder, or where the ladder is. But I'm walking back and forth, not realizing there's a ladder right there. Nor do I see the lever that you have to pull to drop the ladder to climb and actually get into the game. So another hour goes by. Then I realize, there's a ladder right there. That's where I go, and I've been wandering in literally, it's the smallest sliver of a section.
Jesus.
Just back and forth for an hour trying to figure out what to do. Nothing.
That's great.
So I climb up the ladder. All right, I light my second lantern. Now we're good. Now we're getting somewhere. So I keep playing and going through, and that's pretty much from there I figured out how to get everything going, and it really is just a matter of trial and error, taking risks, knowing when to not take risks, and being completely surprised. And then the whole idea of losing all of your progression just because you made a mistake or you underestimated something.
It's the worst.
It is, but it's that risk reward thing of whatever. So far though, what I love about the game is, with me tackling this like it's a Castlevania game, what I didn't realize about the Threaded Cane or about any of the weapons in the game is that they all have a secondary function. So your R1 button is to use your weapon. Your R2 button is to do a charge attack. Mm-hmm. You either do a strong attack by tapping, or you hold it and that does a charge attack. So I assumed same thing. Your left-hand weapon, which is your gun, L1 would shoot, L2 would be some sort of rapid shot or something. So I kept hitting L1, and my guy's doing this thing with his cane where he keeps slamming it against the ground. And I'm not getting it. But every time I hit L1, he does that. I'm like, so how do I fire the gun? How do I even get the gun? I have the gun, but it's not equipped. What do I do? Mm-hmm. Okay, L2 fires the gun. So what's L1 doing? Oh, it's changing the function of my weapon, of my threaded cane. What does the threaded cane turn into when you hit that L1 button? A chained whip. This is straight up just Castlevania.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So yeah, I just run around like it's Castlevania, and it's so much fun. So far, as of this recording, I have completed or defeated 2 bosses, which is laughable, I'm sure. But the first boss is named the Cleric Beast, and he's just this giant weird guy with a weird fucking arm. And that boss battle, I know I'm bad, but I feel like I fought the camera in that boss battle more than I did the boss, because you're on a very narrow bridge, and he's gigantic, and there's a lock-on mechanic that lets you target, his head, his chest, or his asshole, and you're locked on, and then you have to constantly... This game is all about attack, dodge, attack, dodge. Mm-hmm. And as I'm rolling, I'm slamming into walls, and the camera's... and that's where he would just slash and go to town. So,
of course.
There's fucking Locky 2s.
Yeah. Eventually, I got through it. He was fine, and I kept exploring more, but... I don't know. It's really, really fun. And when I finally beat him, and when you beat anything, even like a regular enemy that just has a bit more health, like finally getting through that or getting through a section that you've been just pummeled by, that reward is unlike anything. And that's what's keeping me going, because it's like, it is frustrating. And like, especially with like the boss battles where because it takes so much to get them down, getting them all the way down just to die and have to restart and like go through. Because it's not like, okay, I died, I'm just going to load my save and jump right. Like, this game makes you forget everything you've ever learned about a AAA experience, because there's no save points, there's no, when you use an item, it is gone.
So wait, if you die, do you have to go all the way back to the beginning?
There's checkpoints, which are those lanterns that you light along the way, so...
But I imagine that they're pretty frugal.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. And
Is that the right word?
No, frugal is when you're tight with your money, or you're smart with your money.
Is it? I don't know.
I think.
There aren't a lot of them, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, sparse?
Sure.
Yeah, there's not a lot of them. And, like, what's cool that I didn't realize is, like, there's certain alternate paths that you can take to get to where you need to go, but you basically need to go the long way and then find the alternate path to open it up on your way back to where you first were. Does that make sense? Like, you have to go all the way around like this to wrap around and then find a thing that unlocks that takes you right here. So you can do it, but you have to first go around and whatever. Yeah. And even once I did that to get to the first boss, there was still like a section where I didn't realize there was another set of stairs in the darkness that I could walk up and cut all of that time out. So I was still spending so much time running back to get to him. And like once you defeat him, there's another lantern. So the lanterns let you travel to the Hunter's Dream that's where you do your level upgrades. It's where you repair your weapons. It's where you fortify your weapons, all that kind of stuff. Buy weapons, buy gear, buy all that stuff. But, yeah, when you like, especially like, I think the first time I didn't go to the boss knowing that, hey, this is where the boss is. I got to the boss because there was a shit ton of scary enemies on the bridge leading to the boss, and I was getting past them, and when I finally got past them, I just walked through a gate and then boss battle. Oh, shit.
Here we
Surprise.
go.
Okay, and at that point I had like 5,000 blood echoes, which are your currency.
Mm-hmm.
And to give you an idea of how many blood echoes 5,000 is, killing the average enemy in the world gives you anywhere between 50 and 70.
So not that much, but not that little.
Yeah, but I had 5,000.
Oh, 5,000.
5,000.
Okay. Never mind.
So I had a decent chunk saved up, and where I'm at level-wise, or at that time, like, it would take you about 12 to 1,600 blood echoes to get to the next level. And every time you level up, it costs more to do it. I think now I'm at the point where it's close to like $5,000. But losing $5,000, and now when you die, you can get those blood echoes back. You have one shot. They're either on the ground where you died, or the enemy that killed you, their eyes will be glowing blue when you return, and you have to kill them to retrieve them. So there's been times where you go back and you're about to kill them, and then something else just kills you, and then gone. There's times where you're doing really well, and you got a lot of blood echoes, and you made it really far, and you're almost at the checkpoint. And then you get scared and you walk backwards for a second and you fall off a ladder like 1,000 feet to your death. And yeah.
Oh, that game is unforgiving, dude.
Oh my god, yeah. But I'm enjoying it very much. It is very, very, very fun. And yeah, I beat the second boss. He was a weird one. But now I'm getting into weird parts of the game that are, I don't know, spooky.
Spooky.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, I'm getting deeper into it. There's
too bloody for me.
It's good. It's
Nice.
all about blood.
Yeah.
Like, you just...
It's in
You
the
drink
title.
blood to heal yourself. You collect blood to level up. And
Whenever I read the title, I think of messed up images. Like, I think of babies.
yeah, there's a lot of...
I mean, you can just change blood to still.
There's... this... I think you should play it. I think everyone should play it. I don't know.
I watched my friend play it. He
Yeah.
had like a hacksaw type weapon.
Yeah.
It was like kind of like a switchblade, but like a giant switchblade.
I found that one somewhere in the world.
But I was like, realistically, that would get stuck in one enemy. And it'd be hard to get out because of the teeth.
Yep. It's definitely, I don't know. You need to be patient. You need to like forget everything you know about playing video games when you go into this. And you also need to make sure that your DualShock 4s don't have sticky R1 buttons because mine are fucked. 2 of my controllers, like the R1 button, just no.
That sucks.
Because the like more you're holding it, the more it drains your stamina, which is not great, especially when you're jamming on it. But anyway, yeah, I'm surprised that I like it so much. But I think it was, we talked about a month ago about just needing that big experience, and I think this is the one that I needed. I needed something meaty and just good and big. And
that did kind of remind me, even though I said earlier that I wasn't really caring about story and whatnot. I just want to get right to the game mechanic itself. Having said that, I still would like to try Elliot Quest.
Oh, that was the one we looked at, that little... What was it? It's like a Kid Icarus meets... You said it perfectly. It was Kid Icarus meets Metroid, or Kid Icarus meets...
It might have been. It had like
or Kid Icarus meets Zelda, I think you said.
Yeah, it had like a Zelda 2 feel.
Yeah.
To it because of like how big the land is and where you got to go and solve little puzzles and just like little nooks and crannies and whatnot, while power ups and all that jazz.
Yeah.
But it was cool because it had like also had like a Shovel Knight feel to it.
Yeah.
Only because it's an indie game. It's the art is really neat. It has a bit of platforming.
Yeah.
You can kind of do like that little pogo bounce.
Like, yeah, right.
Shovel.
Yeah.
It seemed cool. Oh, and freaking... I don't know when it comes out. I hope it's soon.
Oh, that one we saw on the Direct?
No. I talked about this a couple episodes back. I haven't been following it as closely lately. Hyper Light Drifter.
Oh, yeah.
That looks so good.
I don't know when it's out.
I don't know either. I think it's soon. I want to say it's real soon.
I don't know. Let me see if I can find it. Hyper Light Drifter. To close on Bloodborne, it's good. Go buy. All that says is early 2015. Yeah,
it's
been
halfway.
Early.
We're in the early period right now.
It'll probably be May.
Delayed.
We are a third of the way.
We are. Yeah. Speaking of which. I don't typically spoil the question of the week, but this Friday question of the week is all about first quarters behind us. What's the best, looking forward to game of the year, what can we say in the first 3 months?
New and tasty.
That sucks because I didn't really get to play much.
I just said new and tasty.
Oh, yeah.
It's not, it can't be game of the year. Could it?
It could be an Xbox One game of the year.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I've yet to play it.
Yeah.
But it just looks beautiful.
Oh, it's so good. Why don't we go ahead and take a quick break, and we're not going to spend long, but we got to talk about their Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, man.
All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back from the break. Let's talk a lot about Nintendo Direct. Last Nintendo Direct was January something. I think the 13th.
Was it?
Yeah, I think. Or was it February? No, it was January.
It was January.
It was January. We got a handful of cool things then, but not anything as cool as today. Just before the broadcast went live, I put together a quick little predictions article. I'm proud to say that most of my predictions came true, as well as a few that Marc threw in.
I mean, yeah, they were within a realm of reason.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm just we're going to go chronological order of what Nintendo announced today, and we'll comment at will. Yeah. So, the first round of Super Smash Bros. Downloadable content, as we know, is Mewtwo.
Glad they got that out of the way first.
Yep. immediately before they even showed Iwata's face, they showed Mewtwo being played.
Good.
Mewtwo, yesterday was the last day to register both versions of Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and for Wii U to receive Mewtwo for free.
I didn't even register my game because there was no point.
Well, I mean, coins, but... Anywho, it's okay because you can buy him at a later date. But for those who did register, you get Mewtwo on April 15th via a download code that will be sent to you. If you did not, you can purchase the character on April 28th.
Like, why the difference?
Hey, man, that's Club Nintendo. We're special.
I mean, you're already getting it for free.
You know what the difference is? It's because we'll get it for free, and then they'll bug fix it by the time it comes out for people to use. Exactly. We're basically beta testers.
Boom.
You're welcome. And following the announcement of Mewtwo's release date, they announced some new Mii Fighter costumes coming to both Wii U and 3DS. There are paid DLC, but the prices weren't bad. I think you can get all of them for both consoles for $9.
That's pretty good.
It's like 9 and change, or if you just have one version that you want them for, it's $6 to get all the costumes for that version, and then each tier is 75 cents, like per whichever costume. There's a Link, there's a Majora's Mask, there's a Mega Man, Proto Man, couple Xenoblade things.
The Proto Man one's pretty cool.
Yeah. There's the Fuckboy t-shirt. There's the... What's the other one? Cat, monkey.
Oh, yeah.
Did we already say Majora's Mask?
Yeah. I think that's it. Either way, there's a handful of them. They're pretty cool. Then...
Some Xenoblade one as well.
Yeah. But then, the moment of truth happened. I can't even... I could feel... I don't know if you saw me, but I was getting...
I saw you. I tried taking a picture of you.
No, but like when it happened, I felt my eyes swelling, and I could feel my skin growing warm because I was just like, it's happening.
Like you just got really quiet.
Because it was like...
You weren't sitting. You were like...
Oh, yeah.
You were standing.
I wasn't quite standing. I was in this weird...
You were standing.
Oh, you got it. Yeah. You have to send that to me. I'll post that on Twitter for...
You're just on your phone like, oh my god.
For the kids.
Oh, it's happening.
Just all the excitement. Just,
so,
oh my god.
what was I so excited about? Lucas is returning to Smash Brothers. Protagonist of Mother 3. Lucas was in Super Smash Bros. Brawl on the Wii and did not make the cut for Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. But it's coming as DLC at some point in June, which... seems so far away now, but it will be right here.
2 months.
I do want to point out one thing, and I'm sure I'm going to be writing about this until June anyway, so thefreecheese.com. But Iwata did say the words Mother 3 in a North American press conference. So what are we doing here? Are we...
Well, hold on. Let's back this up.
He talked about fan demand to see Lucas in the game. He talked about Mother 3 fans.
Right. But let's...
Or he talked about Mother 3 being in Japan.
What was... Okay, Earthbound was first, right?
It was Earthbound, yeah.
From Virtual Console?
Yeah.
Because enough people in Miiverse was writing about it. And then that little joke at E3 last year.
You got that?
About Mother 3.
Yep.
And now it's at this Direct.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're actually getting something related to Mother 3.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like these are small little stepping stones.
And they made sure to confirm that there would be both a Mewtwo, which doesn't matter, and a Lucas amiibo at some point.
Yes.
Like, showing, hey, okay, something's going on here.
Yeah.
But.
So I think they're now starting to realize, kind of like how Fire Emblem came over.
Yeah, and slow, yeah.
And I feel like, and it may be because of Smash.
Absolutely because of
people
Smash.
who don't know much of the Mother series and they like Lucas, it's another way to bring them into that series.
Yep.
As well as
there's too many coincidences.
I think fans like you.
Yeah, and I think the fact that he's coming in June means that at E3 they're gonna give us the official release date for Lucas. They're gonna announce the next DLC character for Smash, which we'll get to in a second. And when they announce that release date for Lucas, they'll say, "By the way, we also heard some other cries about Mother 3."
Wait, but. Do you think they're going to announce it there? E3 isn't until like the middle of June. Do you think?
Yeah, but that's when he's... That's my thing. Like, Mewtwo we knew was coming out at in spring, which we all assumed was April. So now we hit April. We have an April Nintendo Direct. We get a Mewtwo release date. In that Direct today, Lucas coming in June. So theoretically we're not going to hear anything about him until June. The next Direct that we can assume is happening is either next month, which I doubt.
I doubt it.
Unless they do a short pre-E3, but we're probably going to have to wait until June to get the E3 Direct. When we get the E3 Direct, they'll say, hey, remember when we told you Lucas is coming? We've made some progress. Lucas is going to be released on day X. Coinciding with his release is the release of the Mother Trilogy for the Nintendo 3DS in America. Get a box set right now, blah, 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 blah.
Like you see the E3 logo, but then it's slowly, like the E and the 3 separate from each other, and then all the other words pop up.
Yes. And
And
I
other
think
letters, not words.
Yeah, and they'll say, hey, if you pre-order now, you'll get a box set that comes with one Ness and one Lucas amiibo. And a special edition Nintendo amiibo figurine from the Famicom game. Anyway, we're getting way too sidetracked. Mother 3 it's coming. So, the bigger news not bigger news, nothing's bigger than Mother 3. Come on, guys. But some big news is, Iwata talked about how, Lucas is happening because of fan outcry. And he brought up the fact that, there's a lot of characters that we might want to see in the game as playable characters. So, Nintendo decided to roll out a program to let us vote on who the next Smash Brothers character should be. If you go to the Super Smash Brothers website, which is smashbros.com, you can scroll down, find the way to vote for him. I've already cast my vote, one for Shovel Knight and one for Simon Belmont. Of course, you can go there. The more that we vote for certain characters, the more of a chance they might have, to appear in the game, which I think is so cool because this is not how Smash Brothers would ever.
Yeah.
It's always us hoping and praying that we get the character that we want, and sometimes getting lucky, and most times getting disappointed.
I probably wouldn't get lucky with mine.
You don't think they're going to put Goku in the game?
No. It would be cool to have Beautiful Joe.
Yeah, that would be a cool addition.
That would be awesome. God,
But,
I forgot about that.
But I'm not sure how
Capcom.
Well, not only that, but just doing more third-party characters in general.
I know, because once they get Simon Belmont in the game, I don't know if they're really going to want to put any other third-party characters. I don't know. I do like the idea of Shovel Knight being in the game.
That or Dixie Kong would be pretty cool.
Dixie would be good.
Lanky Kong. Fuck you guys.
Lanky. Somebody put Lanky Kong, and I don't know, I was on Twitter just looking at everyone's posts for who they want in Smash Brothers, and Lanky Kong was one of them, and it just said cause Donkey Kong 64, fuck you, or something like that.
It's true, he was the best Kong. He had a fucking grape shooter gun.
He did, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dixie Kong and possible future DLC, one other thing that I noted was on the Smash Brothers website, if you look at the character breakdown, it's got the Mii fighters followed by question mark in, a character block. And the question mark is because of all the hidden characters in the game.
Yeah.
So you can click that on the website to reveal the hidden characters. To the right of that is Mewtwo. To the right of that is a blank space, which I'm sure, if not now, soon will be updated to show Lucas in there as an upcoming fighter. And then there were 5, was it? Or 4? I believe it was 4.
It was 4. So if Lucas is one of those, then there's 3.
Hold on, I think I took a screenshot. So it's Lucas and then 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
So yeah, it was Mewtwo blank 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 blank. So I'm assuming that means after Mewtwo and Lucas.
But do you think those will be whatever's the highest requested goes there, or do you think they have pre-planned characters?
I don't know. Maybe they've already got some ideas in the works.
And then which one of those gets voted up.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, how many characters got cut?
I mean,
Lucas was 1.
Lucas was 1. Ice Climbers.
Roy
from
Melee.
You're stretching.
I mean, he technically was.
But yeah, but the big ones that everyone bitched about were Lucas, Ice Climbers, Wolf.
Oh yeah, Wolf.
And was there a 4th?
No.
There wasn't a 4th from Brawl that got cut.
I mean, no, not from Brawl, no.
But then, yeah, you've got Roy who was cut. And actually, I think Roy... Well,
and Link,
Pichu. I don't think any of them are coming back.
Pichu.
Yeah. But no, I think that Wolf might have a chance of coming back. People
that
seem
would
to
be
cool.
Especially if it was I wouldn't want the same wolf from Brawl though. I mean, he's cool, but I would want a different design.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if he's in the new Star Fox game.
Yeah.
Unless they use that same design again. I don't know.
Is the Star Fox game supposed to be like in the ships like they were in 64?
Yes.
Yeah, but the way it's controlled is like if you're holding the gamepad, your view on the gamepad is the cockpit view, and then on the TV it's behind the ship.
Interesting.
So
Because they want you to be able to move the ship and aim separately.
Yeah.
Because before, whichever way you moved was way you were shooting.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
And you have the option of a friend being the gunner of your ship and you just maneuvering, flying around.
Oh, that's so good.
It's gonna be fun.
Oh, technology.
Cutscenes are the same way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cockpit and
So we'll see what's to come of that Smash Brothers DLC, but I would not be surprised if we didn't get a Mother 3 release date at E3. See what I did there? No, I wouldn't be surprised if we got at least another update on like, hey, here's the next. You guys voted. Thanks a lot for voting. We love you. Blah,
I wonder
blah,
how long
blah.
that voting's going for.
Probably till October. It said.
Till October. So
Yes.
so then from October till probably next October they'll be working on.
No,
Characters.
I bet you the voting will end in October and the final DLC characters released on the anniversary of the game.
They should bring Waluigi in.
Which is
That'd be awful.
November.
was it November?
Yeah, November 20th.
Oh, for the
Or
console
21st.
version, but the DS one came out in October.
Right, you're right.
And Mewtwo took its good ass time.
Yeah, he
So-
did. See, but Lucas seems like he's...
I think that's why, because I think they're working on Lucas as well. Because they already showed all that.
Yeah,
He has to be done.
Well, and also Lucas was more of a... I mean, I know they started to rebuild him from the ground up, but they've already basically had Lucas's moves in the game with Ness, because you
True.
could customize Ness to make him basically Lucas.
Did Lucas? I was gonna say, did they both play the same essentially?
Slightly different. Like, where Ness has that shield that surrounds him to absorb projectiles, Lucas is in front of him. Where Ness has PK Cross, Lucas has PK Freeze. You know, there's little differences, but yeah, for the most part. From there, Nintendo confirmed the release date for Wave 4 of the Smash Bros. Amiibo series. May 29th, you can pick them up in stores. Ness is a GameStop exclusive. This was not part of the Direct, but this is information that we've learned since. You can get him tomorrow by pre-ordering in-store or on GameStop.com. I will be at every GameStop
How
all
many
at
are you getting?
once. I just want one. I'm not going to
Really?
be greedy.
You're not going to have one in the package, one out.
I would like that, but I never do that. Like, every time I buy something in the package, it ends up in a box in my dad's attic somewhere. And, like, when I moved out, I left so much shit. Just whatever. But here, like, if I have anything on display, it's out. It's touchable. It's feelable. So, fuck it. It's not that. Yeah. Yes. There's also going to be another wave in July, which has 2 characters. I believe that was...
I think, was it Charizard?
No, Charizard's part of the next one.
Oh.
I forget the July wave, but the September one had Captain Olimar. Yeah. I don't remember the rest of them.
I want the Charizard one. And
Charizard looks
Olimar.
cool. Yeah. All right. Moving on from Smash Brothers and Amiibo for the moment. There's a handful of game updates. Mario Maker is coming in September. They showed off a really cool 30th anniversary thing, which I'm excited about. I hope there's more 30th anniversary stuff than just little levels in Mario Maker, because that's a big deal.
And I hope Mario Maker does well.
I do too. God,
Because I want a Zelda Maker.
Ooh.
Oh man.
I'm thinking ahead.
Yeah. I was surprised that it's coming all the way in September. That kind of sucks. I thought that would be a spring release, but
Yeah.
oh well.
They've been talking about it for a while.
Actually,
Yeah.
you know what's crazy? When G4 was still relevant,
Yeah.
before they merged with Tech TV, I believe. I remember on that show, or maybe it was when they did merge. Anyway, there was a website where you could make your own Zelda dungeons. And I think,
Really?
I think it was called something like Zelda Maker.
Zelda Maker.
It was close to that.
That's interesting.
So I remember messing with it.
Well, we got another one coming this fall, probably after Mario Maker, but either way, Yoshi's Woolly World coming this fall.
Oh, it looks so good.
Even better.
Those amiibos.
Even better.
Oh, they look so good.
I didn't think they
Everything
could
about
even
that
do
game.
something.
We
like that.
wanted it. We needed it. Yarn Yoshi.
We needed it.
A green one, a pink one, and a blue one. Yoshi, Yarn, Amiibo figurines coming this fall
With
with
that pink one.
so
I
adorable.
want the blue one, dude. I have a Wii U and I want one.
The cool thing about Yoshi's Woolly World is that they showed off 2 modes of play. There's
Mellow?
Yeah, mellow and
Classic.
So, and you can switch between them at will if you're getting your ass kicked or if you're tired of not being challenged. I like that.
You got like bitch boy or hardcore mode.
Yeah.
Fuck boy.
Next up, Splatoon is coming on May 29th. Mark's very excited. They showed a bit of the single player.
Actually, that part I do want to play.
Yeah, and they showed off the 1v1 mode called Battle Dojo. It's also going to launch alongside a dedicated amiibo line. So you can either buy the boy figure and the girl figure as separate figures, or as part of a 3-pack, the boy and the girl figure with a squidling.
See, and that was another thing that I was foretelling. They're gonna start doing
packs.
packs.
That's fine. Give me a Nessa and Lucas pack, and I'll be good. You know. Here's the thing: they can do whatever they fucking want with packs or individual ones or cards, as we'll talk about in a minute.
Oh yeah.
As long as I can buy them, and I don't need to go to one place to get an exclusive. I'm tired of this shit. I'm 26 years old. Or almost, but I don't need to deal with this. All right.
Why are they selling out so quick? I mean, I
Because
get why
they're not sending them anywhere.
Yeah, they're not shipping a lot out apparently.
It's just dumb. I mean, I would buy so many of them if I could find them.
But yet there's a shit ton of Mario everywhere. And then some of them price goes down because you have so many in stock. It's like, so you
have the
holding
capability
something
to produce, like...
Yeah.
Speaking of which, they said it a bit later, but another amiibo thing. If you missed out on Marth, they specifically said, don't miss out on your second chance to get Marth this May.
Yep.
Which is almost like a fuck you. Because what do you mean don't miss out on my chance? Like...
I shouldn't have to
miss out at all. I can go buy any Disney Infinity figure.
Can you order them online, or is it only in stores?
You can get them on Amazon, but it depends on, you know what I mean? Like the ones that are rare in stores, the prices are higher on Amazon.
Right.
All right. Codename Steam's getting an update to speed up enemy turns, which really, like every review that I read, that was the only real complaint. So if they're fixing that, then go bueno. Puzzle and Dragon Z plus Puzzle and Dragons Super Mario Brothers Edition. Getting a demo. Fatal Frame Wii U is coming to the West this fall. Nintendo's adding 2 new games to Street Pass Mii Plaza.
That zombie game
And a fishing game.
The fishing, I was like, there's 150 and then there's some monsters. I was like
cool. I would actually play the fishing game.
I would too, but it was only like $5 or like $8 for the both of them, which wasn't
not bad.
Outlandish.
I think I paid roughly that for the last pack of 4 or whatever.
I just like fishing mini games for
some
reason.
The thing that astounded me is like we last refreshed this in 2013. I was like, God damn, you should have refreshed that much sooner.
Yeah, way more sooner.
Yeah, the zombie one looks cool.
Yeah, the zombie one.
I'm excited.
Get them both. It's $8.
Yeah. That new Fire Emblem game they showed off last Direct. Confirmation coming to North America in 2016. I'm not so jazzed about this one. Having just completed the last one.
Yeah, it actually looks more Asian.
Yeah, it does. It's very like Dynasty Warriors kind of.
Oh god, that game, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Warriors.
Then they went through a huge indie game rollout.
Box Boy.
But that one's weird because it's coming from
game.
It's technically not indie.
That was... What was the pixel?
I want to call it PP or something like that.
Petey the Pixel? What was that? Pop Pixel? Pixel Pop? Pop.
Yep.
I don't know. That one
looked interesting.
That one looked cool.
Yeah.
That one is cool, yeah.
Yeah, there's a handful of them. I'm not going to run through all of them. But, yeah, Don't Starve, Giant Edition coming to Wii U.
Yeah, I liked with that. If you buy it, you get another code to give to a friend.
Yeah, there was another one they announced. I don't.
More games should do that because it's like you don't like maybe you don't have the money to buy your friend a copy, but maybe they really want it. And they're broke too. It's like, well, I have one enough just to buy me one or something. It's like, here.
I have an idea for why they did that. Because Clay, the developers of that game, have been working on that multiplayer mode. I wonder if this will be a thing. Like,
probably.
Eventually, they'll patch that into the Wii version and like. Hey, you already got it because your friend's cool and gave it to you. So,
and it promotes people like playing together.
Yeah,
totally.
Yep.
Like that's the one thing I find difficult. Like with any game, like do you want to play Xbox tonight? Like, yeah, what games do you have? Like, oh, I have this one. You don't have that one. It's like
I think if I had like a little brother, and you would do like say like I got a PS4 and a Vita, and that was more so based on either one of those, I would give my brother would have the other one. So if you get the game, you usually get the 2 copies.
Yeah.
As long as you know the cross saving thing is the other.
Yeah,
issue.
you'd have to. Yeah, but no, I get your point. Like I like that. There was another game they talked about where if you buy it on one platform, you get it on the other for free. It was the new Mutant Muds.
Yeah, that did it. That Mario vs. Donkey Kong did it.
Yeah, that one just did it, and Ali did it. But
Yeah.
they're doing more and more weird things like that, which I like.
I was happy to see that they did, like, if you already own the Nintendo 64 version on the Wii, they brought it to like $2 for like to upgrade it to Wii U. Or something
we all
How
know
did I
that.
skip that?
We all know that it should just be free.
It should be, but like $2 wasn't ridiculous.
Yeah, I skipped that. We'll come back to that in a second when I wrap up this little. I went right over that. Anywho, closing out that indie game section was a look at a third-party game partnership with Nintendo, which that was the one I just tweeted #anime because I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Oh,
Seems pretty cool.
What was it?
Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem, the one that they announced years ago, and then we didn't hear dick about, and now we did. That was the one with like the crazy neon colors and all the Japanese singing, and then Bill Trennan's just like
the character models look really smooth.
yeah,
I mean, I like the art style.
it looked good. It threw me off. I didn't know what the fuck.
I'm
was
just
going
not
on.
sure. I mean, it looks turn based, so
Yeah.
I might not play it.
All right, real quick. Nintendo 64 and Nintendo DS games are going to be added to the Wii U Virtual Console.
That's
now,
cool.
DS games, those were announced a year ago
Yeah.
to be coming to that. The N64 games, those were on the bottom of Nintendo's Virtual Console like mini site as part of their site. I know. But point is like neither of these things are like revolutionary, but they are saying like, hey, here they are, they're out now, here's the games that are coming. They showed a handful of games including Donkey Kong 64 starring
Super
Lanky
Mario
Kong.
64.
Yeah, Super Mario 64 and Yoshi's Island DS are available right now. Problem with that is Yoshi's Island DS, like we're getting every version of Yoshi's Island except for the SNES one. Like we still don't have that one because of the weird.
It's technically have the Game Boy Advance one, the port.
That's what we have,
but that's not as great.
it's not as good. It doesn't have they don't use the special FX chip. Like they haven't been able to. Anyway, it's too much. But and now we have Yoshi's Island DS, which isn't that another port? Correct me if I'm wrong. It might be something.
No,
That was a sequel. My
Yeah.
mistake. Bird up.
because I think that one was just called
No, you're right. I can
Yoshi's
see
New
it now.
Island or something like that, wasn't it?
I don't remember. Either way,
I'm not sure.
Super Mario 64 is out. That game's timeless. Well, it looks kind of chunky, but it's still $10 to get that.
I'll pay that any day.
Yeah. But yeah, like Mike said before, any of the any of the Nintendo 64 games that you bought on Wii Virtual Console, just like they did with NES and SNES, instead of having to buy them for $10, if you've upgraded or brought them across from Wii, you can just upgrade them to the Wii U version for a discounted cost. In this case, 64 games are all going to be $2. Gotta stop doing that click.
All the Nintendo 64 games?
They're slow, and even like the Wii's Virtual Console, like slowly rolled them out. So
I feel like they're not bringing games like Jet Force Gemini.
yeah, they're
those really
really obscure ones. Sometimes they do, which is exciting, but I don't know. More often than not, you're definitely going to get the first party Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, dude.
So long as
Bomberman
they can-
64.
Yeah,
That
right?
would be awesome.
I would love that. But one thing I do want to point out, the last Nintendo Direct, they made that big push about how Wii games were going to be Virtual Console titles.
Mm-hmm.
And they announced the first 3 that we were getting, which were Super Mario Galaxy 2, Punch-Out for Wii, Metroid Prime Trilogy. And we got release dates for those. And those came out. And we haven't seen a single Wii Virtual Console release. So it seems like they have a good, steady plan for the next month and a half.
They've just been planting seeds right now.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm still like, all right, where's the Wii games that are coming? But, I mean, right now, today you've got Super Mario 64 and Yoshi's Island DS. Next week, Yoshi's Touch and Go and WarioWare Touched. Following Donkey Kong 64 for you. April 23rd, you get Mario Kart DS. Weird choice. okay. And then April 30th, you get Paper Mario for N64, which kind of cool. But
I made it to the very end of that game. That was like one of the few Virtual Console games I bought on the
Paper
original
Mario.
Wii. I had that, and I redeemed Majora's Mask when I heard about the disc issue. But then I think Virtual Console is the same issue with the camera.
I think so.
But anyway, yeah, Paper Mario. I got to the very, very end, final fight, and for some reason, maybe I didn't grind enough.
Yeah.
So I couldn't beat it.
Damn.
All right. Next up, a little bit more on Amiibo. We're coming to the back end of this. Yeah. So we heard about these at their, what do you call it? Investors meeting a few months back or whenever that was. But Nintendo's going to be expanding the Amiibo brand not to only exist as figurines, but also now as cards. So coming later on this year, the first thing is going to be collectible cards as part of an Animal Crossing series to go along with Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer, which looks like a really, really scaled down version of Animal Crossing where you collect the cards which unlock furniture in the game and let you configure a certain villager's house to...
This is pretty much an updated version of the e-reader.
Yeah.
And I had that with the cards.
Yeah.
And I like that idea because some of the cards had little mini games you could play as well.
Yes. Oh, that was another thing, too, where they talked about Amiibo Tap.
Oh, it's for any 3DS or 2DS. That's not the new one?
Yeah.
You have that little centerpiece, right? Is that what
Yeah.
you're
No.
talking about?
The Amiibo Tap is the thing that unlocks the greatest hits.
Oh, yeah, right.
Right,
So
that
you
was
play
something-
the little demos.
Yeah.
And it's just random.
There's 3-minute demos of classic NES and SNES games.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. But yeah, that you're right. It very much like the e-reader.
Yeah, and for this game, I like that they're cards.
Me too.
Because I don't want a whole
I don't-
bunch of little furniture.
No, because if you look,
Because we thought that they were just going to replace whatever figures that were out now into card form. And they could still do that. I don't think they will, though.
no,
I think depending on the game, this amiibo
Yeah.
thing will come in various forms. So for this,
yeah, Pokemon.
see, that'll probably be cards as well.
I guarantee that's coming
But-
this fall.
I'm alright with this being cards.
No, but I'm looking at the 3 cards they had in their image, and one of them has the number 95 in the top right-hand corner. Whereas, like, Isabella's card number 1 of them's 95, so I can assume there's 100 cards
You would hope.
altogether. Yeah,
But isn't there at
roughly.
the bottom, there's like a number, it's like a fraction, like something out
It
of
is,
whatever.
yeah. No, but it's not consistent. It means that's something else.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it is exactly, but either way, this seems like it's a card counter in the top right corner, so you can assume there's 100 of them, and
They're going to be booster packs.
I bet you it will be.
Oh, and I'm going to buy them.
Yep.
And
Alongside that, there's also the NFC reader. It's an attachment for the Nintendo 3DS for customers who haven't upgraded to the new Nintendo 3DS, so that you can use Amiibo figurines with Smash Brothers, with any Amiibo compatible titles on 3DS.
How silly would you look using a Circle Pad Pro
Oh yeah.
along with that,
With this
and then that little stand that Kid Icarus came with? So it's this big
I would love
clunky
that.
thing.
and you're carrying around 90 Amiibo figurines
Yeah.
and the cards. But that NFC reader that we saw last year when they announced Amiibo figurines, that's finally got a rough release window coming again this fall. Right? Fall.
Yeah, anything they
Yes.
announced
That's a long-
was not going to be next year.
Yeah.
you know, I was really surprised that when I first heard about Amiibos, I was like, "That's not gonna make it. That's not gonna."
So
sell.
did I.
No, they're selling like crazy.
I think that's just
had
Nintendo's
no
trend.
idea.
Whenever they announce an idea before we get to see it, we're like, that sounds fucking stupid.
Yeah, I was like, why would I want to buy a bunch of little toys for my game?
And then
And now
they
I've got-
and then they show you, and then they're like, "Oh wow, you really
Mm-hmm.
you proved me wrong."
Yep.
As long as they keep proving me wrong, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, fine by me. I don't give a shit.
All right, now, while we were all waiting on that Mother 3 announcement, we did get a pretty cool closing bit. I knew it had to happen. When we first heard about the DLC for Mario Kart, we knew that the second round of it was coming in May of 2015, which seemed like an eternity away, it would have put the DLC at 1 year anniversary of Mario Kart 8. That DLC is Animal Crossing themed, which we knew. You get to play as Villager, either male or female version, as well as Isabelle from the Animal Crossing series, and Drive Bowser. A handful of carts, 8 new courses. Anyway, Nintendo gave us an exact date. It's now going to be April 23rd instead of May, which is cool. It's coming very, very soon.
It's like 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah. Let's see. So that's coming out. They showed the Animal Crossing stage, which every time you play it, it changes a season, which
awesome.
looks really
Plus,
cool.
there's male and female villager.
Yep,
I thought it was just gonna be male.
Did I not say? I said
No, you said it, but I'm just saying in my head, like, I mean, I'm just thinking.
Oh, it
out loud
adds
now.
like a fourth.
No, it's cool that they added the female portion. Like, because just before they didn't even show that.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. You're right.
It was just male.
It'd be cool if they could make a black one at some point, because
That'd be
still.
nice. Dude, when they were
you
announcing
technically can.
No, you can't. If you play Animal Crossing, you can choose between white or lighter white.
Yeah, I mean, okay, well, if you pick the Mii head option and your Mii is black, you can have a black head, a white body, or you can go tanning on the island.
That's exactly what I
And
would
as
want to
long
have
as-
as an
and as-
option if I were black.
And as long as you don't turn off the game, you're
good.
you're good.
When they were announcing the Mario Kart stuff, they started out with like the first one, and they just like went through the iterations of it. And I thought they were about to drop some big bomb and be like, hey, here's every Mario Kart one game, like Master Chief Collection. It, you know.
I would love that.
If they, I thought they were going to do that. I was like,
I would love that. I mean, what they did
I think
announce.
they kind of did it in a sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
No, what they did announce was kind of cool. Well, they before they got to that, they talked about a title update that's going to come at the same time as the new Animal Crossing DLC, which is going to add more unlockable amiibo costumes. I think specifically there's Pac-Man, Mega Man,
And
Sonic.
You know what this means? It's still getting closer to my idea.
Of just Nintendo Kart.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you that this is the last Mario Kart. The
Like-
next one's just going to be straight up.
Stop.
I bet you.
It's like Samus's ship. It's gonna be a little hover car.
Don't.
They're hurt.
Kirby's
If
little
that-
flip star.
If that is an NX launch title, I'm done. So, to close it out, yes, like Mike said, they went through this really cool like history of Mario Kart. Just not really cool, but they showed each game. It was interesting. They showed each game and the evolution of them.
Retrospective.
And they talked about how it's always been 50cc, 100cc, 150cc, and then boom, same update that's going to add amiibo, 200cc, which looks insane. Like, I'm looking at the way that they're flying through the levels and the heights that they're reaching over certain things. I'm like, God,
It's almost like F-Zero, but not.
The way they showed the drivers too, I was like, damn, they are really good. Like, no one's going to be driving that good. No one.
No, God, no. Maybe in time, I might get a quarter as good, but not.
Yeah, that was nuts. They really put the emphasis on that 200 cc's though.
Yeah, they kept blasting.
They're just like, yeah, it's never been done. I was like, all right, I get it. We go faster, dude.
Yeah.
So in a way, Sonic amiibo costume was going to be involved as if the game was faster.
Sega was like, yeah, we'll kind of do it, but I mean, can you maybe speed it up a bit? Man, that's gonna be tough tomorrow getting that nice amiibo. I'm taking a quick look back at Nintendo's Twitter feed just to make sure we're not missing anything here. Who is that?
Dude, you should just go down to GameStop on your 15.
You can't pre-order it until I think 3 o'clock our time, so I'll be off work by that point. Captain Olimar is one of the
What? Let me see it.
Mii costumes. How
Oh,
dope
the
is
little
that?
Pikmin.
Little Pikmin riding on his helmet.
Right on his helmet.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I think the Pac-Man one was animated.
Was it really?
Yeah,
That's
it was.
cool.
It totally
His helmet,
was.
it was.
I saw it
was
had
a
the
level,
pattern, yeah.
and on the back it was the pixelated Pac-Man like chomping.
That's really cool. Ooh, I can't wait. Can't wait. All right. We're going to wrap up. We've been here for a while, but we had a lot to talk about because we had a Nintendo Direct. We haven't been here in 2 weeks. Mother 3, Lucas.
That's all that happened, according to Joe.
I don't remember anything else.
The rest is a blur.
I mean, you know. Yeah.
No crying till the end.
Don't you quit playing games with my heart, man. Saying Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Who cares? Yeah, I think that's about it. It's gonna do it. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Marc, for being here. Thank you, listener, for listening to this episode and all of our other 113 episodes, because you're the best. If you like this episode, you can find it and all of our other episodes over there on iTunes. We are also known SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/thefreecheese, youtube.com. We're there. You can find us if that's how you like to listen to the podcast. Now you've got multiple options to do so. While you're on iTunes or anywhere, leave us a comment. Give us a rating, review. Give us some feedback. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. You can also send that feedback to podcast@thefreecheese.com. Suggest a topic of the week. Ask a question of the week. Do whatever. Interact with us. While you're interacting with us, you can follow us on Twitter. The Free Cheese is @SomeFreeCheese. Mike is
Mike M. DeMarco.
Marc is
Captain Alamark.
and I am at The Free Cheese. Finally, all of this, everything we do, leads back to thefreecheese.com, where you can go read our articles, comment on them. We've had a nice little... We're on the upswing. We got a couple more users who are registering for the site, who are interacting and leaving comments. It's something beautiful is on its way. But it's been nice. It's been very friendly. It's been very cool hearing people's stories. I'm enjoying it very much.
Mm-hmm.
We have more stuff coming out this week. At some point I'm going to live stream Super Metroid, but that whole Twitch hack thing.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, that sort of set me back, so I had to make sure everything's cool there and whatever. But yeah, I'm going to try and get some stuff done before the weekend, because I will be gone this weekend.
We should try and live stream New and Tasty.
We do have to do that still.
We should definitely
figure
do that.
out a day for that.
Fun.
Yeah, we're going to be doing that. I got Super Metroid. I've got Bloodborne to write about. I don't know, a handful of things. Lots of stuff. Thefreecheese.com. I just wrote about Club Nintendo's Gone, Goodbye Forever, but I put, I think I just did 5, but 5 of the coolest rewards that they ever offered.
Mm-hmm.
That Famicom mini box is just so, want it. And I also wrote about what I think Nintendo's NX is. Last week I wrote about Nintendo DNA, that whole move to mobile and all of that. And the only thing I really talked about with NX is what NX is not. But this week, I told you what it is, son. That's it.
What it is.
You guys have anything else you'd like to plug or talk about before we wrap up?
Boobs.
Boobs it is. Boobs.
I can't top that.
Can't top boobs. They're
Cool.
big.
Well, if you
I
are
can only
out...
bottom that, so butts.
Oh,
Oh.
boobs and
Boobs and butts.
and front butts.
And front.
If you're
like a
out and
front
about,
butt.
if you're out and about tomorrow trying to chase down that NAS amiibo, look for me. Try not to get stabbed. That's it. Thank you for listening to The Free Cheese, episode 114. We'll be back next week for episode 115 with who knows what to talk about.
Boobs.
Surprise.